And when the man ascended that structure and climbed through the clouds, what did he find? He found what Norbert Capek found. He saw in the bright light of day countless flowers of every conceivable color decorating the countryside. He saw the marvelous diversity of living things and the remarkable individuality we share that makes life interesting. He felt this enormous burden lifted from his body. Gone was the pressure of constant criticism and deriding doubt. Missing were the shame and the guilt from within, the resentment and even hatred that had festered in him against the ogre. Vanished were those debilitating emotions that had distracted the man with their false hopes of self-satisfaction and their sugar-coated rationalizations of self-righteousness. Behind the clouds, the man found the calling of his life. Gone were the allure of salary and financial security. Banished were the accolades of double talk and the bromides of bureaucracy. He heard clearly his calling to become the person life had prepared him to be. 12 years before his arrest and imprisonment, Capek had prepared himself spiritually, oddly predicting the hardships he now faced when he wrote, "How can a person be ready to undergo difficult trials? He must ask himself, what is mine and what is not mine? Suppose I am to be imprisoned. Must I also then lament and be discouraged? Suppose I am to be exiled. Is there anyone able to prevent my going peacefully with a smile, good humor, and my head held high? We will put you in chains." Dear friends, the chains you mean to put upon my legs may restrain me, but no chains can restrain my will or my spirit. The result is a will that is very disciplined. No force on earth can make it do what it doesn't want to do. Cleanse your own heart and put out of your mind pain and envy, ill will, and passions you can't control. Then no one will be able to force you to do their will. You will be free as the west wind. Throughout Capek's incarceration, he continued writing hymns. In Dachau, he was assigned to the clergy hut and ministered to other prisoners. A Catholic priest wrote to Capek's daughter, "Your papa, always in a good mood, and was able to encourage all the people around him, to bring them out of their bad situations. I cannot understand it in any other way than that in it was a higher power." Another prisoner told Capek's biographer, "If it hadn't been for Capek, I probably wouldn't be alive now, nor would others who survived." No, thankfully, we are unlikely to face the experience of Norbert Capek. But we can learn from his life and find inspiration in his work. The flowers that we celebrate at our flower communion service represent not simply life, but the life that lifts us behind the clouds into the land of light. We can pull from his example the energy to strive, the commitment to sacrifice, and the courage to endure. Capek saw in these fragile representations of nature the heart of his congregation's communion. And while flowers may sometimes be crushed by the ogres of the world, flowers will always endure. Flowers will always reach toward the clouds until they find the light behind. The light of dreams. The light of love. Spirit of life and love that we know by many names, be with us now as we enter an attitude of reflection, meditation, and prayer. Before his death, Capek's courage in the face of torture and starvation was a source of inspiration to his fellow prisoners. Prisoners who survived testified that the Unitarian minister could not have been sent to a place where he was more needed. Fortified by his words, they held on despite the grim rigors of the camp. The message of the flower communion is simple and embodies every essential element of our religious tradition. Life is precious and worth living. The struggle to find one's calling and act upon it is worth any price. And love endures all things. Let it be so. Norbert Capek wrote our closing words just before his death. It is worthwhile to live and fight courageously for sacred ideals. Oh, blow, you evil winds, into my body's fire. My soul you'll never unravel. Even though disappointed 1,000 times or fallen in the fight, and everything worthless seem, I have lived amidst eternity. Be grateful, my soul. My life was worth living. The one who was pressed from all sides, but remains victorious in spirit, is welcomed into the choir of heroes.